Isaiah James, formerly Isaiah James, now known as Izzy James, one of the longest reigning tag team champions in the history of this company, Abel Andrew Jackson.
Now, this guy is amazing. He's an amazing competitor, but now he's single. So let's see what he can do. What do you think? What do you think?
I think he's going to be one of these talents that's going to show that maybe his tag team expertise can transfer well to a singles run here. And he has been phenomenal as just a performer, not just in the tag team division, but also in the singles division. But tonight, he faces an incredibly tough test in the returning Mathew Palmer.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is going to be a match for the ages. I completely agree.
Monster Hunter, Mathew Palmer. Now, Abel Andrew Jackson, just based off of appearance, what do you got to say about this man?
I would say that he comes out of animation, comes out of a comic book, but then again, those guys like Ben Helsing, they take down the monsters. Hey, let's be honest, Izzy James used to be part of somewhat of a monster clique.
You know what, you bring up a good point there. I think this is going to be one of the most interesting matches that we see, not just from abilities inside the ring, but also from what Matt Palmer brings to the table. You're right, he wants to hunt these kind of people like Izzy James. Look at that. I don't know what concoction he has in that canteen of his, but Mathew Palmer seems ready to go. And Izzy James is just relaxed. He is very relaxed in what is going to be a really, really tough test here for him.
I'm excited.
Now, we have seen Mathew Palmer in action here in the Reality of Wrestling before. He faced off against Moonshine Mantell in what a lot of people called an instant classic. As now the bell rings here once again, we're going to see Mathew Palmer inside the World Gym Arena.
I am so excited to see what he's going to do. And yes, when he faced Moonshine Mantell, that was a slobber knocker. That was a fight.
We always expect Moonshine Mantell to be in hard-hitting contests, and Mathew Palmer brought it. But now that we see him face somebody smaller in Izzy James, it's going to be interesting to see how he changes his techniques, how he changes his game plan against somebody like Izzy James. And look at that, not even flinching.
Izzy is not afraid. We know Izzy is a fighter. It's going to take a lot more than that to bag up Izzy James.
Now, Izzy James did disappear for a few months there, came back triumphantly at the Last Stand match. Unfortunately for him, he was eliminated and was not able to capture a championship opportunity for himself. But now he's looking to rebuild himself, and a win here over Mathew Palmer could be that kickstart that he needs in his singles career here, Abel.
I mean, most definitely, and I love his energy. I love the way he comes out, and his innovation.
And that's something that you're right, his innovation is next level. And Izzy James keeps reinventing himself. Aside from being just a member of Legion, he wants to make a name for himself as a competitor here. But Mathew Palmer grabs that headlock and is not letting Izzy James go one bit. At any time that Izzy James tries to get back into it, he just keeps getting caught thus far.
I mean, this guy, he knows exactly what he's doing.
Here's a cover, 1, 2. But now Mathew Palmer reverses it again into the cover, but Izzy James able to escape again. Crucifix position 2. A 2 count there. And now Mathew Palmer, possibly the frustration already starting to build here. It looks like tempers are starting to flare here, Abel. And look at this athletic display from both competitors. But Mathew Palmer is the one that is able to get the upper hand here. And he's just chopping at the knees, it looks like.
Well, I mean, he says he's going to break him down, I guess. I guess he's going to tear him down, and that's what you do when you're used to fighting monsters. You have to find the weak spot and break them down.
I've got to agree with you there, Abel, but now it looks like Matthew Palmer could possibly be trying to damage Izzy enough to lock in that revenge of Vincent Price, that submission hold that is devastating, as right now, again, breaking free, always getting a step ahead, is Matthew Palmer to Izzy James into the cover here.
One and a kick out.
Do we have his number? Do you think he has his number? I don't know. Izzy James say he has something to prove here.
I mean, as a monster hunter, I believe that you definitely have to, do your homework on who you're facing, because you're not just trying to beat these people, you're trying to hunt them down, and that's what it looks like Matthew Palmer has been able to do thus far.
He just shoved our senior official referee Isaac Bouillon. Izzy James jumps off the top and is ready for him.
Oh, look at this. I talked about it. He's doing his homework. He knows how to hunt down the former Demon of Legion. And right now, Matthew Palmer is doing everything he can to bring the fight to Izzy James.
Cover here, 1, 2, and a kick out by Izzy James, who made his big return to the Reality of Wrestling at that Last Stand match. And here he is, one-on-one with Matthew Palmer, the Monster Hunter. Wonder if he's watched Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter prior to this match.
I mean, he should have. I mean, Abe,
classic cinema.
Classic cinema.
And look at how he's twisting Izzy James's leg. We talked about it again, gentlemen. He just seems to have done his homework. He's a hunter for a reason. And Matthew Palmer just drives that knee once again into the mat.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. You're watching The Reality of Wrestling. We all know that an accident takes only seconds, but the injuries can last a lifetime. Hi, I'm Jim Walker, a Walker, Texas lawyer. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, a truck wreck, or a motorcycle accident, give me a call, and I will get you the compensation that you deserve. Call me at 713-552-1117 or visit my website at walkertexaslawyer.com. You'll be glad you did. And why would you call anyone else?
Oh, look at this. Izzy James not letting him go for that vertical suplex. Even though that knee is injured, he's still able to put some form of weight on it. But those blows to the back get Matthew Palmer a little bit of separation again. And now what's he going for here?
Here we go, up and over. Lands on his feet. Has Izzy James again scouted, like you've been calling attention to, Kirby. And look at this. Beautiful DDT. That could be all cover. 1, 2, throw. 2.5. Izzy James with a massive challenge here. Somebody's trying to break out onto his own, make a statement. He was in the Final Four of that Last Stand match. Had an impressive showing that we all gave him the game ball for.
Now look at the submission hold here, that half Boston Crab now on that injured leg. Now, Abel, what does this feel like, especially when somebody's been targeting it all match?
Oh my gosh, I mean, it feels like agonizing pain. I mean, I don't know how he's just taking it out because he's been working on that leg. Oh! It boils down to how bad you want it.
Right now, Izzy James going to that second rope, forcing the Monster Hunter to break the hold, but I think that he just awakened the monster inside Izzy James, who is now all fired up, forearms to the grill, to the dome piece.
If he was a monster before, he is now Megalodon right now, as Izzy James is just going crazy right now. That slap just awakened that fire in him.
That's what he needed. Izzy James off the apron.
I mean, you can punch a man, you can kick a man, but if you slap a man, Somebody's got to be.
I hear you.
That's why they're right now inside the squared circle. They're trying to figure out who the better competitor is. One is being hunted. The other one is trying to have a breakout performance in Izzy James. And look at that. Mathew Palmer again, one step ahead.
And James landed right on his Izzy's with that one. And what is Mathew thinking in a big superplex from the second rope? Is that all? Cover 1, 2, and a kick out at 2.5. Going for it again. 1, 2, and this time 2.25. Third time. 1, 2.
It takes so much out of you kicking out of a pin. It takes a lot out of you, and that is so smart by the Monster Hunter. You can tell that this man hunts, and he hunts good.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a great way to wear down your opponent, especially at this stage in the match when Izzy James has already taken a lot of offense.
And you can see it right here. Mathew Palmer possibly thinking of locking in that revenge of Vincent Price. As he's right now, he is just twisting him. And he's trying to grab a hold. Oh, there it is. Look at this. Look how Izzy James is twisted.
Revenge of Vincent Price locked in.
Oh my gosh.
Izzy James trying to fight out of it one way or another, but Mathew Palmer has him tied up. You want to talk about a slap? How about a shot like that, Abel?
Oh, look at that. Izzy Abel on 1 foot. Oh! Making a great comeback. Both men are down in the center of the squared circle.
I don't know what to say because both of these men are out here tearing each other apart.
Referee now up to a count of 6 as Izzy James trying to gingerly get back up to his feet one way or another.
Can he do it? Can he find his way back to a vertical base? And he's now. There's a lariat.
Followed up with a senton, and now Izzy James is starting to come unglued. And this could be all just adrenaline right now from Izzy James.
Oh, look at that. Reversal lands on the apron. Swing and a miss. Oh, elevated knee. Izzy James, sunset flips in, and there's some classic James. Cover here. 1, 2, 3, no. And a kick out at the last opportunity, Abel.
Oh, wow. I mean, this guy right here, he just keeps coming. I mean, Izzy James has so much in the tank right now to be worn down. His leg, I don't know how he's standing on it right now. It's just sheer will.
Willpower. All shall fall. Calling for it. Has him up. On his shoulders. Reversal here from the Monster Hunter.
Look at this guy.
Oh! 1, 2, 3, no, 2 and 15/16.
That is as close as you get, and Mathew Palmer can't believe it. What is it going to take?
I can't believe it.
And now the Monster Hunter climbing up to the top.
There's now Mathew Palmer. Look at this, Izzy James able to get back up somehow, but the leg got caught. Mathew Palmer has been doing an amazing job at always getting the best of Izzy James thus far. And could that have been the last mistake right there, Abel?
It has to be. It has to be. I want to have hope for Izzy James, but right now I just can't because the Monster Hunter has his number.
And look at this now. Oh, he got him. Izzy James managed to throw him overhead, and that fall may have done some serious damage to the Monster Hunter. Everybody here is ready to let Izzy James let out this kick. Look at that. He's got him up, gonna go for one more time. That rolling driver into the cover. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Izzy James with the victory here tonight. You want to talk about breakout performances? He overcame adversity and walked out with the victory against the Monster Hunter.
After seeing that performance from Izzy James, looking at the rest of the competition here in Reality of Wrestling, I got 3 words for him. All shall fall. Wow. You could be looking at a future champion in Izzy James. Impressive victory here on the road. For our executive producers, Booker T and Charmel Huffman, our director, Kevin Bernhardt. For my broadcast colleagues, Kirby Carrion and Abel Andrew Jackson, I'm the vote, Brad Gilmore. This has been the Reality of Wrestling. We'll see you next week.